Good evening, everyone. This is Bremster, and now I'm recording the introduction to the next puzzle in the Race to 37 series. This is 15, which of course is the 6th puzzle in the series, and this is the one where all of the killer cages in the Sudoku sum to 15. So the Race to 37 series is a series that Clover created and released on Logic Masters Germany in February 2021, and it ran as an event until February 2022, and there was a whole heap of stuff about it. Now, I've got a pack below where you can download and try all of the puzzles, all of the 27 puzzles in the series, where they're all killer cages numbered from 10 through to 37, skipping 36 for math reasons. And you can try all those puzzles. And as I record solve videos, I will be releasing them into a special playlist on my channel. The videos probably won't appear initially on my channel. Some of them may appear, including this one, may appear at some point in the future as a daily video on my channel. I don't know. Maybe they'll stay in the playlist. Maybe they'll get released. I have no firm plans, but I am going to release them into the special playlist where people can come and check all of those solves. And that's what I'm doing now. Now, 15 is one of the ones I recorded before I knew what I was going to do. So Bremster from about a week ago has solved this puzzle. I'm now going to, I'll introduce how the puzzle works, and then I'm going to pass it over to previous Bremster to solve the puzzle. So this is a Killer Sudoku. So the Sudoku rules: in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. And killer means that in all cages, the digits must sum to the top left number in the top left corner of the cage without repeating. So these digits could not be the same, even though by normal Sudoku rules they could. And because this is part of the Race to 37, all of the digits, all of the cages in this puzzle sum to 15. So yeah, I'm going to pass over to Bremster from about a week ago, and he will solve the puzzle. Okay, so once again, I'm back with another Race to 37 puzzle. This time it's 15, also by Clover. I will let future Bremster, hopefully he's figured out what we're doing with this, so let's give this a shot. So 15 cages. So 5 cell 15 cages, we know what they are. Now I could pencil 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the cage, or I could just do 6, 7, 8, 9 outside of the cage. Although this one I kind of need to do it the other way around. 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, ooh, this is interesting, isn't it? I'm going to start colouring. So they've got to be 6, 7, 8, 9. All of these have to be 6, 7, 8, 9. This has to be 6, 7, 8, 9, because the only way to make up a 2 cell 15 cage is 6, 9 or 7, 8. So when you've got these, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour 6, 7, 8, 9s, and then I'm going to colour not 6, 7, 8, 9s. So for example, these cannot be 6, 7, 8, 9. These, actually I'm going to go back to my normal blue. These cannot be 6, 7, 8, 9. These cannot be 6, 7, 8, 9. Now these can contain, in fact these must contain a 6, 7, 8, 9, I think, because if they don't, then I've got 5, 4, 3, and 2, which is 9 plus 5, which is only 14. So there must be at least one 6, 7, 8, or 9. Now can I put 2 in? If I put in 6 and 7, that's 13, and I've blown the total, because even if I use 1 and 2. So in each of these, there is one yellow. So there's one yellow in here. There's one yellow in here. There's a trick I can use here. If I was doing this in a competition, or if I was speed solving, and I probably did use this, I know one of those must be yellow. No, none of those are yellow. All of those are blue. Okay. All of those cells are blue. Do I want to prove that? Because I have 4 yellow cells. I am going to make a duplicate of this tab because I imagine at some point in this it's going to be required to do it, and I'm going to restart this puzzle. Now, what I'm about to prove is that these cells here are exactly the same as these cells here. By exactly the same, I mean they will contain exactly the same digits, and then I'll be able to use that on the previous grid. And if you've seen this before, wait until you see me jump back to the previous grid, so just fast forward. Right, so how am I going to do that? I'm going to highlight one set of the digits 1 to 9. Don't know where they exist. All I know is in that column, there will be 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, all the way through to 9. There'll be another set here. There will be another set here, and there will be another set here. So when I highlight those cells, I know in that there will be 4 1s, 4 2s, all the way through to 4 9s. I can do exactly the same by highlighting that row, that row, that row, and that row. And when I highlight those, I will have 4 1s, 4 2s, 4 3s, all the way through to 4 9s. Now, if I pick any cell that is highlighted both colors, I know that that cell will be in the final grid a digit. And if I remove it from, let's call it a 5, if I remove that 5 from green, I will have 4 1s, 4 2s, 4 3s, 4 4s, 3 5s, because I've removed it from the set. If I do the same in blue, I will have 4 1s, 4 2s, 4 3s, 4 4s, 3 5s. So I've removed it from both, therefore they still contain exactly the same digits. And I can do that for any cell that is both colors. And therefore, if I remove all of those, what I've proven is that these digits are exactly the same in any normal regular Sudoku where the grid looks like this, not with these cages, but the normal 3x3 boxes. These 16 cells will contain exactly the same digits as these 16 cells. Why is that important back in the previous grid? Welcome back everyone who was looking. Now, in these corners, we have these 4 cell 15 cages, which must contain a single and only a single yellow cell, because as I was discussing before, if I use 2, I go over the total, and if I don't use 1, I don't hit 15. But in that ring that I was just talking about, I've already got 4 yellow cells. If I add another yellow cell, I need to put another yellow cell into these corners, and I blow the total of one of those 15 cages. All of those must be blue. Whether that helps me or not, I don't know, but I noticed it. So I'm using it. Now, in a 3 cell 15 cage, I can use 1 or 2. Maybe I want to color these differently. Like, I know this is going to be not the same 15 cage as that one. This is going to be the same as orange, because this would have to share a digit with this. Yeah. So this is orange, this is orange. These aren't forced to be together, so I can't do the same with those. And this could be orange if sort of that digit is different to that digit, and that digit is, if those digits are the same and those digits are the same. Yeah, maybe, because if that was orange, I could still put the yellow digit in here. So having these as yellow and orange is probably not great, because I don't know what these ones are. Maybe I should change those. Yeah, I should just... yeah, I don't think this is helping me. I'm going to change it back, because the ones I've not coloured. So all of these must be 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are yellow. Those must be yellow. So these are blue. 2, 3, 4. I've got one more yellow in here. I've got one more yellow in here. I've got to put a yellow in here, but I can only put one yellow in there and then the other 3 must be blue. So that means I must put 1 yellow in here, which will make the total reach, and that must be blue. Because wherever I put the yellow in here will fill one of the cages. The other cage must get a yellow. It can't get it in the same column. It'll have to be there, and that will fill the yellow total for the column. So that cell had to be blue. This is all of the blues. So these are both yellow. That is all of the yellows for this box. So those are all blue. That's all the blues for this column. That is yellow. And I've destroyed the puzzle. No, that was all the yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I destroyed hadn't thought it through. Those are all yellow. I should have seen that earlier. That is blue. I miscounted. I'm used to blue being even and there only being 4 evens. These are blue for the same reason as I had before. I'm used to there being 4 blues and 5 yellows because I'm used to using it for even odd, not low high, where low includes 5. So I'm sorry about that, everyone. I need to put a yellow over here. I need to put a yellow in here. I can only put 1 in there and 1 in there. So there must be a yellow in here. But I can only put 1 yellow in here. So there's a yellow and a blue in here. Both of these are yellow. Surely that's got to limit this cage. Because, yeah, there must be a 6 in here. Because if I don't put a 6 in here, this would be 7, 8 minimum, and that's already 15. So there's a 6 in here. So this is 6, 7, which is 13 with 2, or 6, 8, which is 14 with 1. And that's not enough to tell me this. I can't put a 6 into here. I've got to put... Right, I've got to put 1 yellow in here. So I've got to put 1 yellow in here to get to the total. And that'll only get me 2 in here. These must both be yellow, and I've got the same trick. This is 6, 7, 8, must contain a 6, and this is 1 or 2. So I can't put 6 in here. There's either... And the same up here. This is not 6, but this could be 6. But this is 7, 8, 9. This is 7, 8, 9. So this is either 6 here or there's a 6 in here. If this is 7, 8, 9, this is 6, 7, or 8. And this is 6, 7, or 8. I think this trick is really important. I'm just not finishing it. Like the way the symmetry is working. If this was 6, this would be 7, 8. This would be 7, 8, and this would be... If this can't be 6, I don't think. Because if this was 6, this would be 7, 8. This couldn't be 7, 8 because of that, and it couldn't be 9, 6. So this can't be 6. So it's 7, 8, 9. Now, if this is 9, that could be anything. Now, if this is 9, this is 7, 8, and this is 6, 9. That's okay. And if this is 7 or 8, this is 6, 9. Yeah, it just couldn't be 6 because then I'd have nothing I could put in here. So it's either 6, 9 here or 6 is up here. And if 6 is up here, hang on, if it's 6, 9 here, wait a minute. If I put 6, 9 in here, hang on, I just lost a train of thought, didn't I? So, reviewing the video from a few hours ago, I just said I just lost a train of thought, and I really have, because shortly after where I've just edited out of, I got a call from work, and then my work day started. So I literally have not looked at this in a few hours. So yeah, I know I did get a bit stuck before I got that call. So yeah, I was investigating down here, and one of the thoughts I did have is I was able to eliminate 6 from this cell, because if I put 6 here, I know I've just covered this, but I'm refreshing my memory, and I'm sorry. If I put 6 here, then this would be 7 8, because I couldn't use 6 9, and if I had 6 7 8, that would have no value, and I think I can do the same up here. So if this is 6, this becomes 7 8, because I can't do 6 9, and this has no value. So this can't be 6. So this is 7 8 9, which means one of those has to be 6. So there's a 6 9 in one of those two. And that means there's a 9 in one of those two, which means if there's a 9 here, there's a 9 in one of those. If there's a 9 here, there's a 9 in one of those, and there must be a 9 here. Now, if there's a 9 here, there's a 9 in one of those, and there must be a 9 here. So there must be... So one of these is 6 9, and the other one will have 9 up here. Because... Oh, could I go 9 6? No, I couldn't, because 6... Oh, maybe I could. But I know one of those two is 6. But I don't think that helps me much. I know one of those two is 9. But could I go 9 6 as well? I think I could. And then those would be 6s. I think I'm looking at this the wrong way. One of these is 6 9. Maybe there's a... Hang on, though. Maybe this is interesting. So that cell... Actually, there's a couple of things going on around this central X shape and the ring. This cell here, let's call it purple, has to go in one of those two cells, because it can't go in here. This cell, let's call it green, has to go in one of those two cells, because that sees all of that and that sees all of that. Now we know purple and green have to go in here. I need to put a 1 or a 2 in here. I've got to put a 7. Wait a minute. That's a 15 cage, that's a 15 cage, and that's a 15 cage, and they're all on the ring. So I've got 4 15 cages in the corners. One of them is cancelled out by that, one of them is cancelled out by that, and one of them is cancelled out by that. So those cells all have to add up to 15. But that is 4 cells of a 15 cage. So that means that these cells here equal that cell. Let's call that orange. But that can't be higher than 5. So these cells can't be higher than 5. And they can't be lower than 4 because 1, 2, 1 is the lowest they can be. So they're either, so this is 4 or 5. Which means there's a 1 or a 2 in here because I need to put, wait a minute. Where's the other 1, 2 in this cage? I need to put a 1 and a 2 in this cage. I can put one of them in here, but I can't put both of them in here. So there's a 1 or a 2 in here, which means this can't be 1, 2. So I need to put at least a 3 on this. But if I put a 4 on it, I've broken this, because 4, 1, and 1 is 6. So there has to be a 3 on this. And 3, 1, 1 equals 5. So this is 1, 3. This is a 1. This is now 5. Okay, that may have been a little hard to see. So, just going over that again. This ring is the same as these corners. So I've got 4 15 cages in the corners, so I can eliminate that 15 cage as one, that 15 cage is another, that 15 cage is another, and I know that these cells that are highlighted sum to 15. But I know that this is a 15 cage, so I know that that cell there is the same as those, because this was 15, all of those cells, and those are 15. So these cells had the same total. Now, once I'd done that, and I looked at this cage, and I knew that this had to be 4 or 5, I have to put 1 and 2 in this cage. And I can't put them both in here because of that cell. So I had to put a 1 or a 2 in here, which means this could not be 1 and 2. And if this couldn't be 1 or 2, I couldn't put a 4 on it because 4, 1, 1 would mean this had to be a 6 and I couldn't take it higher than 5. I couldn't put 1 and 2 on it, so it had to contain a 3. And once I put a 3 on it, the lowest I can make these is 3, 1, 1, which makes that a 5. This becomes a 1, 3. This becomes a 1. This is now, well, these see 1, 3. These are 2 and 4 because they see 1, 3, and 5. 1 and 3 in the column and 5 in the cage. That still sees the 5. These are 1 and 3. That's a 2. These are 4 and 5. These are 1, 2, and 3. That's purple. So, no, that's not purple. That may be purple. That may be purple. Maybe purple. But green has to go down here now because I need to put 1 has to go down here now because 1 has to go in this cage. So that is also 2. That is not 2. But these are 2 cages. So that means these have to sum to 13. So there's no 8 in them. That's 6 and 7. There's no 7 here. There's a 2 here. This is not 8. This is 6 and 7, which means there's no 7 here. If there's no 7 there, there's no 8 there. If there's no 7 there, there's no 8 there. Progress. I'm making progress. I don't know what any of it means. 2 has to go in here because I can't put it in here. 2 has to go in here. This is 2 or 4 because it sees 1, 3, and 5. So that's 2 and 4. So this is 3 or 5 because it sees 1, 2, 4 and it is green. So this is 3 or 5. It's not necessarily green, sorry. 2, 4. This is 5 because it sees all the others. So this is not 5. In fact, 5 is down here now, which puts a limitation on this cage. Wait. There's 1s looking at this box. There must be a 1 in this 15 cage. there's ones looking at those cells. There must be a 1 in this 15 cage. I can't put 1 in any of those. There must be a 1 in this 15. Yeah, I've got 4 ones on the ring. There is a 1 in every cage. That is unhelpful. That is unhelpful. I don't know if that's helpful or not. 5 is down here, so there's no 5 in this cage. There's no 6 or 7 in this cage. So, remembering to use my calculator. So there must be a 2 in this cage. Because once I take 6 and 7 out, 1, 2, 3, 9, 1, 2, 4, 8. So there must be a 2. So there is a 2 down here, which means 2 has to go up here, and this becomes a 2, which means there's no 2 in this cage. So if there's no 2, no 5, this is 1, 3, 4, 7. That is forced. This is 1, 3, 4, 7. So these cells are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. That can't be 5. 5, 6, 8, 9. 6, 8, 9 goes with 9, 7, or 6. One, 3, 4, 7. There's no 6 in there. So that's a 5, 8, 9 triple. So that's the 6 and that's the 9. There is no 9 down here. 9 is in one of those two. That 6 makes that 7 and makes that 8. That takes 7 out of there and out of there. That's not 7. I can't put 7, 8 in there. This is 9, 6. This is 8. That makes that 7 and that 6. I don't know why I'm still constantly amazed by what Clover does, but I am. And did. I mean, this is from, as I said, a very long time ago. Still beautiful puzzle. So these are now blue. 7 is in one of those two. 7 is in one of those, which lines up with 6, 7 being up here. Now, this has to be 8 or 9, which is an 8, 9 pair. Okay, so this is 6 or 7. 8 must be in one of those two. There's probably something I can do in here. One has to go in one of those. 2 is down here. 7 has to go in here. So these are both blue. Because I've got the 7, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are both blue. So whatever the high digit is goes down here, and it's 8. So there must be an 8 in this. So once there's an 8 in this, because the 9 goes up here. So once there's an 8 in this, it's 1, 2, 4, 8. So this is 1, 2, 4, 8. I can't put the 2 up here. I can't put the 8 up here. This is a 1, 4. So that's nice because I can take all of those out and I can take the 1, 4 out, and this becomes 2, 8. So this is 1, 3, or 4. 5 is in one of those two. That's not 1 because 1 has to be up there. This is 3 or 4. 1 is in one of those two and not in one. That's not 1 or 4. That's 3, 7, and I can take 3 out of there. 3, 4, 1, 4 makes this 3, which makes this 1, which means this is not 1. This is a 4, 5 pair. That's the 5. Purple is 4. And that's not, that can't be 4 because of a reason I have determined before. Why did I determine that couldn't be 4? But it can't be 4. Because of those up there. This is 2, 3. This is 3. This is 4. This is 5. These are 1 and 2. And I can get rid of, I think, well, can I get rid of all that colouring? These are 2, 3, and 5. That can't be 3. That can't be 2. Actually, this is a 1. This is a 2. This is a 5. This is a 3. This is a 2. This is a 1. This is a 3. Now I can get rid of all the colouring. So all of the green and the purple can go away. Okay. The 1 looks up making that 3 and that 1. Still got the 2 4s to resolve. This is 6, 7, 8. Type the correct digits. Must put a 9 over here. Now this has got a 1 in it. So it's 1. It's got a 1 in it. So the other digits sum to 14, which is 9, 5, or 6, 8. So I can't put a 7 in it. So it's 9. Well, it can't be 9, 5. So this is 6, 8. There's no 9 there, which means that is the 9. And this is 6, 8. That's the only place for a 7, which means that's the 6, that's the 9, that's the 8, that's the 6. That's done. That is a 9, that is a 6, which lines up with what I had before. So there's no 6 in here. So this is 7, 8, and this is 9. The 7, 8 makes that 6 and that 7. Now this has got to be restricted now, doesn't it? I can't use a 7 in that cage. That 8 makes that 6, which is yellow. The colouring is probably not helping me, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's 7, that's 8. Now this cage has to sum to 15, and it's got to be 1, 2, 3, 9. I've got to put a 9 in the cage. That's 1, 2, 3, 9. I've probably had that for a bit longer, but I didn't notice. So it's 1, 2, 3, 9. 1, 2, 3 are all blue because I've got a 9 looking up. I've actually got a 9 looking across. That's a 9 in the corner. So these are 1, 2, 3. That becomes the 4. That becomes the 2. That becomes the 4. This is 1, 2, 3. That is yellow. That is blue. 1, 2, 3. These are not 2, so hello 2ness. 7 looks down, making that 3 and that 7, and I can colour that entire right side of the grid. 3 looks up, 1 and 3. The 1 looks down, going 4 and 1. 7, 8 makes that 6, and that's 8. These are now 7 and 9. This is a pair, 5 and 9. This is a pair, 4 and 8. This is feeling remarkably unhelpful. This 7 is looking up, going 8 and 7. This is a pair, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 8. And that's resolved by 4 and 8. So that is blue and yellow. That becomes 5 and 4. And now I've got pairs in here, which is going to resolve the whole thing. So these are 1 and 3. Actually, that's low, isn't it? So what are these? They better sum to 11 or I'm in trouble. 5 and 6, which fortunately sums to 11. That 6 makes that 5, which makes that 6. So that is the blue. That is the yellow. 5 looks down, making 9 and 5. So again, I can colour yellow and blue. The 9 makes that 7 and 9. This is a completed row. All I am missing is a 3. So that becomes blue, which makes that 1 and that 3. The 1 makes that 4 and that 1. The 4 makes that 8 and that 4. The 8 is yellow and the 4 is blue. The 8 looks down, making that 2 and 8. So the 2 is blue and the 8 is yellow. And this needs 2 and 7. So that's going to be the blue. that's going to be the yellow, and I can go 2 and 7, and that completes the puzzle. The timer on that one was probably a bit off because I did have to rewind and stuff and all sorts of stuff. And at one point, I think I reset the grid and rolled forward and all sorts of stuff to try and get my grid back to where I was because interruption happened. That was actually much harder than I expected because I really had to use the Fistamafel ring a lot. And considering the placement of those cages, I'm pretty certain it was intended. I don't know how well I knew the Fistamafel ring when I solved this the first time. That could be why this puzzle took me so long when I first did it. And geometry tricks like that would have been way harder for me back then. I've developed as a solver. It may not look it when you look at my channel. Yeah, that was hard, but a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to doing more of these puzzles. I will now pass back over to future Bremster, who will figure out what the heck is happening with this series. Okay, I don't remember exactly how that solve went, but hopefully it went smoothly and you enjoyed it. So, and hopefully you will enjoy the rest of the puzzles in the series. As I said, if you haven't grabbed the pack, please do. And please, I hope you're enjoying please enjoy the playlist. And I hope you think that the playlist, rather than just saturating my channel with these videos, is a good idea. I may do this for some other things as well. I think it might be a good way to do it if I have time and extra videos or whatever. So anyway, yeah, thank you very much for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.